The Zoom H1Essential is the cheapest 32-bit float audio recorder you can buy, but you need to watch this video before buying it, because this recorder is significantly more limited than its big brothers, the H4 and the H6Essential, and I want you to know what you're getting into before you buy it. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the H1Essential from the perspective of a wedding filmmaker and telling you if it's a good choice for you to purchase if you film weddings or commercials or documentary videos or anything else like that. Also, for the sake of ethics, I want you to know this video isn't paid or sponsored by Zoom, but they did send me this recorder so I could make this review. Looking at the H1Essential now, I first want to answer the question, who is this recorder for? And the reason that I want to answer this question is that this recorder has such an interesting history, especially in the world of wedding videography. See, back whenever the original version of the H1 came out way back in 2010, this was one of the smaller audio recorders that you could buy at the time. It's funny to say that now because we have so many other audio recorders available to us filmmakers, and they're a lot smaller than this, but it's true, and I knew many wedding filmmakers in particular that bought a Zoom H1 to use as a compact audio recorder at a wedding. And I'm sure you're maybe thinking, Matt, did they hold this recorder? Did they mount it on top of their camera? Well, notice there is a line input here on the side. Many videographers would buy the H1, then purchase a separate lavalier microphone and plug that into the line input jack, clip it onto a groom's jacket, and then stuff the recorder down into their pocket. Yes, really, they did that. Please comment down below if you did this so people don't think that I'm crazy, because it really does sound like something crazy, especially in this day and age where you can buy something like a Tascam DR10L Pro or Rode Wireless Pro or DJI Mic 2, or Zoom themselves even make the F2, which is significantly more compact than this recorder. Not to mention the H1 did not have a locking microphone jack connector for its line input, and neither does the H1Essential, meaning that there was definitely a decent chance that the mic could become disconnected, and I knew multiple filmmakers this happened to, leading to a friend of mine who would actually tape the lav mic connector into his recorder. He'd just like wrap it in gaff tape to make sure it didn't come out. My point is that for years, many videographers used the H1 as a standalone audio recorder with a lav mic because it was really the only compact option available. That finally brings us back to the H1Essential and my initial question, who is this recorder for? Because back in the day when the H1 was the only compact audio recorder in town, videographers were forced to use it by default. But now, you have a ton of options for high-quality 32-bit float audio recorders that are significantly more compact than this one. Plus, they have XLR and quarter-inch jacks, which this one does not have. And really, the only feature that the H1Essential may have over at least some of these audio recorders is the addition of these built-in microphones at the top of it. And while these microphones are nice to have, unless you put this recorder really close to someone, you're holding up to them while they're talking, they're not going to work very well. So this is why I think answering this question of who this recorder is for is so important, because it feels very limited in its features, and I think that there are better audio recorder choices for the vast majority of filmmakers out there. We've already talked about there being more compact audio recorders that you can use with a lav mic that I would choose over the H1Essential, but we should also talk about bigger audio recorders as well, because if you want to pony up $100 more than the H1Essential, you can purchase the H4Essential, which has two big upgrades over the H1, namely two combo XLR and quarter-inch jacks at the bottom of the recorder. See, unless you want to finagle some sort of setup where you adapt an XLR cable from a DJI soundboard down to a 3.5mm mic jack, you're going to be out of luck with the H1Essential because it does not have any other audio inputs, and it's not like the H1Essential can support line-level audio either, so it's definitely risky to try using this with a soundboard. Regardless, here's an audio test of me speaking into a lav mic running into the H1Essential so you can hear how the 32-bit float audio recorded with it sounds. Welcome to an audio quality test of a lav mic recording into the H1Essential. In this case, I'm actually using a Tascam DR10L lav mic recording into it. Sorry, but yeah, this is how the audio sounds. And while I'm telling you how the audio sounds, I'm actually going to show off this Who Is Matt audio pack that I made in collaboration with my friends at Condor Blue. If you are a wedding filmmaker and you are looking for the best quality audio cables that you need for wedding filmmaking, this is what you got to check out, because in this audio pack, you get an XLR to XLR cable, a quarter-inch to XLR cable, and an RCA to XLR cable. And with these three cables, you're going to be able to plug into 99% of the soundboards out there. and they come with a lifetime warranty. So yeah, this cable pack's awesome. I'll link to it down in the video description. And that's the audio quality test of this audio recorder. It doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound any better than any of the other smaller recorder options out there either. In addition, while we're talking audio quality here, here's an example of me speaking into the H1Essential's built-in microphones. This is a test of the Zoom H1Essential's built-in microphone. So if you're wondering how they sound, if someone's standing about this far away, and my camera tripod, I did not lock it, so it's actually sliding down here and all, but we're just going to continue the audio test because I didn't realize that. It's almost to the bottom, so that's about it. Yeah, that's how it sounds. Cool. The audio quality to my ears sounds significantly worse, and I think that's in part to the lower quality microphones and how easily they pick up plosives, those P sounds that your mouth makes whenever it pushes out air. Considering this microphone is most likely using cheaper microphones and preamps than the H4Essential, this isn't that surprising. Remember, even with 32-bit float audio, you're still going to be limited by the quality of your microphones and preamps, and these are definitely on the lower quality side. Now, as you can see, the H1Essential has the same design language as its bigger brothers, the H4 and H6. The same soft touch buttons that are not going to make a sound when you press them that can ruin your audio. The same simple and intuitive to use new menu system. And yes, the same lightweight and slightly cheap feeling build. But here's my overall conclusion for you, which is also where we need to talk about the price of this recorder. At the time of making this video, Zoom has priced the H1Essential at an incredibly reasonable $99, which, with my research, I think that makes this the cheapest 32-bit float audio recorder that you can buy today. But like I've said in this review, that $99 does not give you a lot of audio recorder. With only 2 built-in microphones and a limited 3.5mm mic input. And so, if I was you, and you're someone that films a lot of videos where you would only use the built-in microphones and not a lav mic, I think that's a really tough call because we've already covered that these built-in microphones are pretty low quality, so it's hard for me to recommend it. Or if you're on an extremely tight budget and you can't afford something like a Zoom F2, which at the time of this video retails for $150, but you could afford the $99 for an H1Essential, and maybe you have a friend that's going to give you a lav mic for free and you don't care about how big the audio recorder is, well, hey, maybe then it makes sense for you. But I really find myself having to dig deep to find reasons to recommend this audio recorder, because if I was you and I wanted an ultra compact standalone audio recorder that I could use with a lav mic that has great audio quality and build quality, I would buy the Tascam DR10L Pro. And if I wanted an all-around audio recorder that I could plug into a DJI soundboard and have a lot more versatility, I would spend $100 more at the time of making this video and buy a Zoom H4Essential because it's a great deal and those XLR and quarter-inch inputs are totally worth the extra cost in my opinion. I'll link to the H1Essential as well as the H4Essential down in the video description because I have a review for that recorder as well if you want to check it out. And I will also link down in the description to my wedding videographer gear guide, which is going to show you all of the equipment that I recommend you purchase to film weddings. So if you want to save time looking for gear, this guide is completely free and you can download it at the link in the video description. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment and let me know what other videos you want to see me make, and have a great day.